channels too.
Yep. Yo, everybody. Welcome all to the one and only Midwest One Days. I am Luke Clevenger. I'm joined by my friend right over there. That's Michael Narks. Mike, dude, do I look like somebody who has only slept like 18 of the last 24 hours? Because I'm somebody who has slept for a whole long time because we had a heck of a weekend this weekend in Michigan at US 131.
Are you telling me you slept 18 hours? Like in the last 2 days?
Well, all right. Well,
all weekend maybe, dude. It was tough.
No. I got home and I went to sleep and I woke up now. So, dude,
I'm jealous. I'll tell you, I'm jealous. I did not do that. I did not do that. And what I would like people to do now is share, because we're sharing. I want to give a shout out to my wife, Melissa Narks. I love you. You are amazing. She held down the fort. I missed her birthday, and guys in the chat, help me wish Melissa Narks a happy birthday for me. Doghouse is an understatement. When I came home, and I deserved it, dude. I didn't tell her happy birthday on her birthday until my youngest daughter reminded me.
Dude, so not only did you spend her birthday weekend at US 131, but you also forgot to tell her happy birthday, and your kid.
Oh, it was brutal, dude. It was really bad. So
next thing you know, she's gonna have had a dream where like you cheated on her or something, and you're gonna double doghouse it.
I'm just digging this hole, man. Digging the hole.
We had an awesome weekend at US 131. So many personal bests, so many low times, huge numbers of fans. I mean, it was tremendous, man. I dare to say, Narks, that you can get out of the doghouse, but you're still going to be at US 131 next year on her birthday weekend.
I hope she comes with me, man. It was crazy. There had to be, I don't know, 20,000 plus fans there at least. At least.
And there were so many awesome things. What's up, Jason? Yeah, there were so many fans. There were so many awesome things, not just on the track, but off the track. We had the jet cars. We had the cool bus. We had the Blazing Trails field trip that the Larson Motorsports put on. Elephant ears, we had too many of those. It was amazing, man. I mean, to me, man, this is the event where I hang my hat on just about every year. And Mr. Fabulous was there as well, as if
right here, Jeff Wooten, dude, you are 100% correct. Here's what I'm going to say about the chat. For the folks that are going to watch the live stream back from the race this weekend, go in there, y'all. Luke on YouTube is that dude right over there. It was him. He was announcing and making comments on the YouTube chat, bro. It was awesome.
I think I said I think one of my favorites was during one of the times we had some downtime. Thanks, Psyop Gypsy. But yeah, from Australia. I was going to say, I remember Psyop Gypsy was from Australia, which is crazy. But they were talking during one of the downtimes about hockey, and somebody said, and it might have been Psyop Gypsy, that was like, I think the announcer might be seeing the chat. And I was like, I guarantee the announcer's not looking at the chat. And so during downtime, they were talking about the NHL, and hockey is what I announced in the winters. So I'm like, I guarantee you the announcer's not listening to the chat. And then like during downtime in like 30 seconds, I was like, Winnipeg has a wagon this year. Outside of that, Canada isn't going to win anything. You all are underrating the Avalanche. I think the Panthers are the team to beat in the East. Peace.
Yeah, dude, it was awesome. And that's what I love about what we've created here at Midwest is this I don't know, man, the live stream chat during the race is incredible. And y'all were making comments about NFL. I don't know anything about stick and ball sports. I don't know any. All I know is drag racing. And I would sit down to edit a quick video or something like that. And sure enough, it's like just popping off, dude. At one point we had 2,200 comments on one of those. I don't know what it ended up being. It was insane.
I love it. And I also loved how many of the comments were just all out supporting the racers, like Mark Griffin. like Robert Davis, who we'll have on in about 5 or so minutes, man. We have all sorts of things to get into. Dude, Ryan, look, I do too.
Just West. We need some West for Ryan.
I'm hoping that when the Bandemiers get that new facility built, which they will eventually, that will be a stop for us, and that'll expand us a little further west. But
for sure.
Man, I am so hyped. Let's get into real quick pro mods here, because Ryan Davis will join us in a short little bit. But
Robert Davis.
Or what I say?
Ryan Hayward is in the comment.
Ryan Hayward's in the comment. Robert Davis is coming on. Good. I slept for 18 hours.
Yeah, you're still not there yet. It's okay. It's okay.
Hey. So Saturday night, some of the sleeping had to be done on the hotel couch. That wasn't.
Tell that story, dude. Tell that story, because it is hilarious. This is going to build good rapport between you and the fans, and probably make them not like me as much.
And we will talk about the Murder Nova pass, and I will give opinions, shall we say? But we'll start by this. This is the kind of stuff that we go through to bring racing to you. I and a few others had an Airbnb about 7 minutes from the track. We'll start with that. And you were in a hotel on the south side of Grand Rapids, which is like 35 minutes away. And so you and I had a similar flight time out, but all my stuff was at the Airbnb. So the people at the Airbnb had to get up in like 3 hours. So everybody...
Which is 4 a.m.
Yeah, which is 4 a.m. So everybody, including me, outside of Narcs and our two boys who do production, pieced out. He was like, no, it's fine. It's fine. So you wrapped up by yourself. Richard stayed as well.
Ryan and Noel and myself wrapped it up. And Kurt and Shelley were at the trailer getting everything kind of sorted. Anyways.
So you were like, lazy, blah, blah, blah. The arrangement was they dropped me off at your hotel at like 4:30 a.m. right by the airport, so that I could then sleep until 10 a.m. And you didn't answer the door or my text or my call. And so I went down into the hotel lobby, and I slept on the hotel lobby couch for like 4 hours.
Yeah. And then I wake up, I see the text. He's like, are you alive? I'm like, dude, come on up, man. Sorry. And then he slept on the couch. I slept in the bed till 9:30.
Yeah.
Something like that. And then it was on after that. And then we got to hang out in the airport for a while. And do all that stuff, dude. It was crazy. Richard Brewer right there in the middle of all that. Dirty Panda.
Follow him on Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For the folks that saw the pictures earlier today, y'all, Richard Brewer dropped the mic.
We'll go through those.
Yeah. It was, man, so good.
Yeah. Thank you, TechStacks. How could you do that to me?
I feel bad. I do. I feel bad because I was like, why didn't you call me? He was like, I did twice. Oh man. Oh, why didn't you knock on the door? I did for like.
Well, he didn't even give me a address. He just said Comfort Inn, room, blah blah blah. And so I was like, am I at the right Comfort Inn? I don't know. Yeah. I'm not figuring this out right now. I'm going to bed.
It's pretty awesome. Yeah, and the excuses, I was sleeping. I mean, we didn't finish. We got to the hotel like 2:30, I think, something like that. So we had really, I mean, just like Richard said, we'd only been asleep a couple hours. Richard would stay up after we got to the hotel and edit videos for his channel and for us. I mean, we were drinking some of that stuff on Midwest too.
Absolutely.
Right. No regrets.
No regrets indeed. I'm going to go over this real quick since Richard's here. I want to show a couple pictures. Can I show a couple pictures?
Oh, dude, bring it on. Let's go.
All right. So, Richard Brewer, aka Dirty Panda on Facebook, took some of these. And look at this, man. Look at the packed house in Western Michigan.
Yeah, this is early because you guys got to understand, like, after it got nightfall, you wouldn't have seen all the cars on the side.
Yeah.
Wes Buck in here. What up,
Wes
baby?
Buck in the chat, baby. I love that. Dude, thanks for the congratulations. It was a monster weekend. We had a monster times going down the track. I mean, we had nitro. Look at the nitro there. By the way, this is at like 10 o'clock. So you see the amount of people still in the stands at like 10:30 going there for the nitro hits. Keith Goolsby has a hot rod again, man. The Poseidon oil field arm there. Ryan Bush had a good weekend. Had a thrash.
Huge weekend for those guys.
And then Tyler Wells got knocked out in the championship. We'll talk about that in a second. Sheriff Jeff Rudolph had a great weekend. Okay, let's get into pro mods real quick because
hang on, keep flipping through the photos.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
Just run through them real fast. Aaron Wells, craziness.
Jacob McNeil with one of his best weekends in Midwest pro mod. Absolutely great weekend for him, man. Of course, Ellington. That's an all Haney showdown right there.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you right now, man, this car on the left is one of our biggest stories, dude. Of course, there we go with Randy Adler on the right side. We got Camaro on the left. What else we got?
Ryan Bush over there.
Ryan Bush
showed out. Dude, he did good. Went to his pits. We'll talk about that in a minute. He was welding up headers. I mean, it's crazy. Bryant Goldstone, don't even get me started talking about drag and drive stuff. Big shout out to Brian Robbins, who just called me just 3 minutes before the show started. Got a story to tell on that on the Drag Driver Pete show on Wednesday night.
Indeed. We had front engine drag,
like front engine top fuel, top drag. I don't know what it was. It was crazy. Huge flames.
It was an amazing weekend.
Top fuel motorcycle.
Top fuel motorcycle. By the way, I do want to give a shout out. Micah Finwick, as far as I know, is sore but okay. We did have an incident with him falling off, and if I never see another Top Fuel motorcycle crash again, it'll be too soon. But we had outside of that, we had an awesome weekend. Pro mods. Let's start the year. Let's start by talking about. Let's talk about Pete Norton, shall we? Pete Norton, tractor puller, shows up, brand new Salimi tuned pro mod, and he ran immediately off in the 70s, and so you knew it was going to be good when the guy who is so green to pro mod, and he'll tell you that, shows up and goes, "Yo, dude, oh yeah, there we go."
Yeah, keep talking. I just had to show this.
Awesome. Anyway, you know that the dude who, when the dude who's that new to pro mod shows up and runs in the 70s, you know it's going to be bad to the bone. Also, Salimi doesn't just tune for anybody, right? So he has a lot of experience with horsepower. Getting up to the speed was good, but Norton, I have high hopes for him. Meanwhile, Robert Davis came out. He showed runs all weekend that put him in the personal best. And as we got through qualifying, really, there were 3 big hitters that were, I think, a few steps ahead of everyone else. Okay. In terms of just raw ET, that would be Murder Nova, the Sheriff Jeff Rudolph, and Robert Davis. And because Murder Nova was making stabs at the all-time record, he was 3,000ths off of the Midwest Drag Racing Series all-time pro mod record, right? He grabbed headlines. Jeff Rudolph grabbed headlines because he was setting personal bests too. But mind you, Jeff Rudolph won the Shakedown earlier this year. I think some people looked at that as AB and forgot the C of Robert Davis qualified number 3rd, because Robert Davis was right up there with him. And Davis, I heard someone call it an upset, and I don't want to say it because he set personal bests all weekend. All right. He set the blower record for the series. And not only did he set the blower record for the series, he demolished the blower record for the series. Let me pull this up real quick. But I mean, he set a 356, 5, and a 3, if you're curious as to the 3rd and 4th numbers. 356, 53. The next closest was a 57 and an 8. So he beat Mike LeBate's all-time record for a blower car by over 100th and a half, right? So
that's crazy. Dude
just absolutely smoked it. And now all records are held at Martin, except for Daniel Ferris, who has a Pro Charger 356 at Ferris at Ferris. He set that back in 2022. This is where
Wow.
we are going to cause some controversy. Narks, Keith asked me this. Does the record reset after a rule change?
That is tough.
Because if it does, then Jeff Rudolph now holds the Pro Charger record.
Well, I don't know. Is it less weight? That would be my question. Because if it is the same or more weight, I would, and this is just me being out, I would think your thing stays the same.
Okay. All right.
If it has dropped weight, then probably. But God, dude, you're talking about so much minute records there, like micro records of, hey, at 2650, he holds the blower record, but 2625, he holds the blower record. That's too much.
With the way that some of these, with the way that Pro Charger's developing, with the way that this the Mickey Turbo combo is developing.
Here's the crazy part. What was Mickey running when we did Martin last year? Was he on 94s or 98s?
I think
Because
he was
now
on
our
98.
rules 88s.
I think he was on 94s. He was, because he set the record, and then the rule got changed a little bit.
Yeah, so he was on the bigger turbo. So it was like, hey, anything 94 and above, Mark Mickey holds.
The way we progress through these times, and the way the technology progresses with the turbos, with the Pro Chargers, the new Hearts Chargers, I think you just keep it unless there's a drastic rule change. Like none of this 25-pound.
Listen,
this, that, or the other.
Having a blower record within this is a micro record enough.
Yep.
That's what we're going to do. Here's what I will say. We now have turbo cars that are really fast. We now have blower cars that are really fast. We have Pro Charger cars that are really fast. The nitrous cars are fast. But if you're looking like, Keith ran at 63. That's still 800s out. How do we get nitrous cars there? How do we get nitrous cars to that to run a 355 with a 9? It has to be possible. Even though he didn't do it side by side in to win a race, he did it in qualifying, right?
Yeah,
he did it in qualifying. You still have to have that opportunity for the nitrous car to go 355 with a 9. So I don't know.
I don't know. I mean,
come on, John Sears.
Yeah,
give us some weight, baby. Give us some weight.
Part of me though also goes like, hey man, Haney. It's weird to me that Haney's record is 63, and that's the nitrous record for the Midwest, because nitrous has not. We're one of the series that puts them all in one category, right? And so, and not only that, Haney's been a 2-time champion in nitrous. It's been consistent, so it's hard to argue that nitrous isn't competitive. Haney's in the middle of it, right? But and
hey, here's the thing: how many races has the twin turbo setup won?
Yeah, that's a great question as well,
dude. And that's the other struggle. We're talking about stuff that is a longer conversation.
Yeah, let's talk about one of the big stories. Well, actually, no. I see my man Robert Davis is on here, so let's talk to Robert Davis. Throw him on stage. There he
Robert
is.
Davis, the man
of the hour, the man of the weekend. What's up, my man?
Oh, not much. How you guys doing?
We're doing well.
Ready for this, dude. This is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I was really excited to see the numbers you were running this weekend. You made a long drive from Florida. Did you know that those numbers were going to come your way on the drive up, or did you just have a feeling?
Yeah, we've actually had a really, really fast car all year. It hasn't necessarily shown. It has at times, but we just had some really bad luck. We came up there knowing, like I said, John, the history of the car and everything, with John having as much experience and knowledge on it as he has. I was very confident rolling in there. I'm pretty sure he felt pretty confident at that track as well. So yeah, I definitely, I know we ran great numbers and for surprise, but I would be lying if I didn't say we didn't expect to go up there and run that in some manner.
Love that confidence. I mean, I knew you had a car. I think when everybody was running personal bests, to run right up there in the top 3 and then win the whole darn thing is just that next step. You came up, you're from the Pensacola area, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Yep.
You came up. I heard you had a bit of a light crew on the way up.
Yeah, yeah. So I have, so normally I have Ricky, a crew guy that always has always gone with me. He's my guy that's always with me no matter what. And Tim normally makes a trip with us, but he was not able to make this one. So even unbeknownst to John Salemi, he didn't even realize it until we got there for dinner. The I think whatever Thursday night or Wednesday night, that I only had Ricky with us. So we definitely had a skeleton crew for sure. It we luckily we ended up with more. Evan and them guys showed up helping, like you were talking about earlier, Peter Norton, and luckily, unfortunate for him, had problems, but good for us because we needed all the help with Evan and Chad too. So we did have, it was just me and Ricky, but we ended up with more crew. Thank God.
And you needed it too, because I heard you might have gone through more than one motor.
Yeah. We actually we really felt pretty good about everything after testing. We felt good for Q1. Made I think 59. I think we ran in Q1. Was thought we were going to lay a decent lap down on Q2 that night, and then when it got canceled, then got up the next morning and we had to kind of decide what we wanted to do. We actually chose just to kind of sit out Q2 and run Q3 for just more or less as a test hit. So we thought we had our feet kind of propped up and had it okay, which, like normal, it kind of shows you that you don't whenever you think you do. And right there at Q3, we doing the burnout threw a rod out of the motor. We're not sure really why. I didn't have a really good reason for it, but it happened. So needless to say, it was a very quick thrash. I think somebody was there. We actually Thrash got it done very fast. Luckily, I had, like I said, Evan and Chad was with helping Evan also. So we had all of us, everybody was on hands on that one. Luckily, got it done in time, and then made it up for round one. Thankfully, good and bad was our kind of teammate for the weekend. Peter, he had broke, so therefore I stole his crew and got a bye in round one from him. So I owe him a lot of thanks. Maybe not to his liking, but we do owe him some thank you. He actually ended up helping too, so he ended up being part of the crew as well. So we ended up with everybody in it. So
That's awesome.
But went up, made the run around one. Actually had a transmission issue and actually nipped one of the pistons, so we had to put another piston in after round one and fix some stuff in the transmission. And went out round two and let the button go and went on 56 to everybody's. I mean, I guess everybody's kind of surprised a little bit, but it did like we needed, and from there on it was going.
It was indeed. I know I shot you a text that said you had the blower record now. Is that something you're just like, that's neat, or did that catch you by surprise? How'd that go over?
Yeah, no, I mean it's cool to say. I guess you have any record, obviously, is definitely neat. I was ecstatic the whole weekend, to be honest with you. I mean, the reason we went up to Martin was honestly just we knew the car. Like I said, to give a little bit of history of the car, I'm not sure if you guys know or not, but it was the car actually was Melanie Salemi's car that she ran. I purchased it this year, and John's been helping with it, or I'm sorry, I purchased it into last year. I apologize. And so obviously he has many laps on the car, so it's more or less as long as I do my job, then I'm pretty confident on his end of it. So we I really, like I said, I really truly went up there to run 50s. I mean, that's what we expected to do. So yeah, I mean, we did roll in with probably maybe even more confidence than maybe I should have had, but I was that confident in John, honestly, coming into it.
Yeah, I mean, when you got a name like John Salemi working with you, it's beyond reproach, right? So
yeah, I've been very fortunate that he kind of come on with us and has been helping us like he has. So like I said, he's been honestly he's been the whole, since I started the whole process of about a year ago. He's been with the whole time. So I can't thank him enough.
So to me, one of the big stories was not just the quickness, right? But you had a very consistent car despite having to replace the engine. I have my personal note stats here. I think the slowest run that you did all weekend was a 62 in outside of testing. You did a 59, 56, and then your last two runs were 57 twos. Was it one of those races where you just kind of line up, you point it in the right direction and you go? Was there any fighting in the cockpit, or did it just feel that smooth?
No, honestly, yeah, I mean, every pass we unloaded in testing, and like I said, we went up, I think, a 62 or something, then went a 59 or 58, then a 59. So really, two passes out of the whole weekend were 60s. The first one, obviously, off the trailer just to get down, and the 62 was like I said, the transmission actually didn't shift from first to second, so it skipped a gear and still in a 62. So that'll tell you what kind of pass it was on. So honestly, every pass we made, John had it in the. I mean, we were in the 50s the whole time. So on my end of it, as on from a driver standpoint, it's great because it really, you let go of the button and you just fully expected that it was going. It was one of those nights. As it got later, it was I mean, little bit of driving it here at the end, but it was nothing bad by no means.
It's I want to rewind a little bit to round 3. You line up against Jeff Rudolph, right? Who's a tremendous driver in his own right, with a great program there at that Pro Charger Ghetto Sleigh. Did you know you'd have to cut a light, and how did that race go to you? Because on the outside, that was maybe the race of the weekend.
Yeah. Not to take anything away from anybody else, but I felt like that was the race for me. I knew if we got around that one, obviously, that was a big one. I knew he had a lot of things. He was actually pitted right there, kind of by us. So we kind of talked early in the week, and I knew that was the last race with that car for him. I knew they had a lot of things. I jokingly told him I was hoping I knew he was wanting to go out with a glorious win with his last car, and I was hoping I ruined that for him. But that was I knew that was his thought and his team's thought, and so I knew they had a lot of momentum probably in their head as well. I really just, it was one of them nights that once we got through the motor issue, you just kind of felt like everything was laying in there. Going up there, I mean, I knew I had to cut a good light because I'm obviously we all watch, everybody watches who cuts what lights, and I knew he's normally pretty good on the tree, and I definitely did not expect to cut a 006 light and get treed, but I guess I did. So that part of it, which looking at the number, I'm very thankful that I cut the light I cut on that, because that could have been bad quick. So, but no, that was a very, very big round, which I think that was a really cool. I think for the fan side of it, that had to have been a great race, a 59 to a 57.
Oh.
And it was, and then to have the trees as close as they were, I mean, it was that was a heck of a race.
I said up at
left together big time.
Yeah, you did. I set up at the booth. I was like, not to take away from Davis, but I almost feel bad for Rudolph because you cut a trip zip and get a 59 and a loss. When's the last time you see that?
Yeah, I'm just thankful I cut the best light of the night on that pass. So that was the best thing for me too. So I think I went a 10 the round before, and the 6 was against them. So I was. I mean, that's to say, everybody was doing their. I mean, like I said, the tuning standpoint, the crew standpoint, I was doing a decent job on the driving till the finals. But it was all everybody. We all everybody did their job. So it was awesome.
And you were up at the. Did you go before the McNeil Ellington pass, or did you go up after it? You went up before it, right?
Yeah, we were. Yeah, me and Jeff were up, and then they went after us. So yes,
they went after you. Okay, all right. I was gonna get your opinion because we're gonna deliver opinions later, but I don't know if you want to step in hot water.
That one's a tough one. That one, I think both guys are great guys. I hate anytime something like that. Obviously, everybody's got a side on that.
Yep.
I don't, like I said. All I can say is both guys are good guys. Sean was a great guy. I think Jacob's a great guy. We talked a lot jokingly. Actually, he was giving me a hard time about cooking us dinner if I took Aaron Wells out in round 1 or round 2. So we actually had been kind of joking throughout the day, and then me and Sean had obviously been going back and forth, kind of joking with each other the whole weekend over ET wise, because we were kind of matching. We felt like we were kind of right there with them the whole time, and like I said, so we were both giving each other a little bit of a hard time down that end of the track. So I really, like I said, I kind of wanted to run Sean also. I thought that would have been a good final as well too. So either one of them we would have had to me it's for being as new at the stuff as we are to race any of them, it's pretty cool on my end of it. I still sometimes feel like a kid in that end of it when I'm lining up next to these guys.
Well, I mean, you're no longer a kid now. You're a event winner. So you, by the way, are our number 9 new event winner this year. There's a stat for you guys, for the stat guy watching, as I'm sure he is. Also, Jacob McNeil says he still owes you dinner for taking out Aaron Wells.
Yeah. I told him before the finals I still expected dinner. So I mean, no matter what happens. So
Jeff Rudolph here saying trip zip and 359 and I go home. And he made a post about that too with the video that he posted up of the live stream. Man, that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, I mean, I really
showed the level of racing this weekend.
I feel bad for him, but not that bad. So I think we're okay with it. So.
I mean, on the other side of that, right? Too, like it's like you would have thrown down I don't know if you had a 10 light, you would have thrown down a 10 light and a 57 and lost. There's no bad pass either side on that.
No, and that just shows you how close the racing, and we knew that. I mean, we knew going into the race that it was. I mean, there's no gimmies at any level of this racing. So that's that's what's cool about it. There is. I mean, nothing you got to take everybody serious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%. To tell about Jeff Wooten here, he says, all I know is MWDRS rocks. It was a hell of an event, and the pro mods were flying. It looked like we gained more than 1,000 new fans on YouTube. That's true. More than 1,300 or 1,500 fans came over during the weekend. So it's pretty crazy. It was an incredible weekend. More than 1 million people reached on Facebook. More than, I think, 100,000 video views on YouTube. You guys put on a heck of a show for the fans that were at home.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty cool to be involved and just to see how many. I mean, to show up in that many 50s that were thrown around. It was like It was just a. I mean, I'd never gone a 50.
Wow.
It hadn't gone a 50 yet in the car. Now the car obviously has gone 50s, but I personally had not been 50s, and that was the reason we drove 16 hours to go. Was we felt like that was the reason, and that, and then also, I mean, our 60 foots were 890s almost. I think all 3 of the last passes were 890, 60. That was something new for me. So every direction other than a mile an hour standpoint, because we used to run a 5-speed lockup, but everything other than that was a personal best. It was like every time I pulled the button, I knew it was like just another personal best.
So with you living in Florida, obviously the Winter Series is coming up. I think this probably, I mean, if Wes Buck is still in here, he can probably give us a clue, but I would think this probably gets you an invite to the series, to the Winter Series, put on by Drag Illustrated. I mean, this is probably great testing for, World Series of Pro Mod and the Snowbirds for sure.
Yeah. I mean, assuming Wes will let us go to the race. I mean, he's kind of hard to get an invite from what I hear. So, but hopefully he'll let us in. So.
Yeah, but you guys proved it a bunch, man. You really ran through a field this weekend. This probably Luke would know, but has this been our toughest field of the year so far? I mean,
it was if it
definitely
wasn't
the fastest, maybe.
Yeah, if it wasn't this, it was the field at the Shakedown at the exact same track with most of the same racers. I'd have to look at them side by side. I know at the time Shakedown was the tightest field in Midwest history. But I mean, this might also be up there, if not for Sandman, who came back after 11 months. He ran in the 80s. Yeah, 11 months out. He ran in the 80s, and he was the last place qualifier, including Norton, who, mind you, Norton had one hit at the tree and it oiled it down. So, like, Sandman, he still ran in the 70s. So I think this was our toughest field yet. And if it wasn't, then it was the exact same track under very similar circumstances.
That's awesome. It was crazy to watch, man. It was a great weekend. And I just want to say from my aspect, thanks to you guys, thanks to all the other pro mod racers and top dragster and top sportsman racers that let me jam that camera in your face. You guys, you were under the car and I'm like, hey, give me 35 seconds here. And I appreciate that a whole bunch. You guys really did, I know it's hard to get those cars ready, and I appreciate you guys giving me that time.
Yeah, no, we appreciate you guys doing it. So I know it takes a lot of work on your end of it as well. So it's especially to have to deal with some of us pushing you out of the way and everything. I mean, so we appreciate the staying with it. So
well, it's funny because I don't know about Narks, but I think he's very similar to me, and I think I'm like, you guys are the hard workers. You're putting on the show. I just go
Yeah.
over here and stick a camera. So like when I walk into somebody's pits, I almost feel guilty. I'm like, Mr. Davis, can I get an interview?
Oh, 100%. That was 100, and especially like one time when he was under the car. I think you guys had just put a piston in or something.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
After round 2, I think. So, yeah, I was at that.
Yep.
I got
And man, they were all working. Like everybody had their hands on the car, and I just stood there like.
Yeah, no everybody this weekend. Everybody had to everybody threw in on this weekend. There's no doubt. Like I said, we were very fortunate. We had the help we had because, like I said,
Yeah.
it went from, like I said, our feet kind of kicked up, happy, and then the wheels fell off, and then we got them back indoors.
Yeah, that's awesome. Just to address this, we will be talking about the burn down here in just a little bit. I mean, Robert wasn't involved in that, so we didn't want to.
We got the winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have the video pulled up for that right after this. But man, Robert, we talked about the online fans who are watching. It had to be cool to go up, stage the car, and race in front of that many fans in person in Michigan too.
Yeah, that was really cool. I'll be honest with you. That it's having the way you guys had the kids out there. I think it was Thursday or Friday, and had I mean, it was actually, I've got 2 kids. I was telling them about it this weekend, but it's all, I don't care who you are. I don't care whether it's guys, crew, tuners, drivers. It's always way more fun when you have people in the stands. Like that's what that is. I mean, it just makes it different. I mean, that is the fun part of it. And when they're in there, I don't care who you are. I know everybody thinks the drivers are in there, but you see all the guys in the bleachers, whether they're waving you or flicking you off or whatever it is they're doing. You get to see it all. So and it's cool. So that's what makes the sport. That's why we all grew up out there watching it. Most of us were out the other side of the fence watching this stuff. So that is what makes it fun. The fans, definitely.
Yeah. Mark says Melanie Salemi was on the stream and she went crazy when you ran your best time.
Yeah. Well, I had her whole family tied up over there, so I'm grateful she let them come play for a weekend. Now, I think she still has a lot of feelings for the car, so I think it's still hard for her probably.
Hey man, she's seen a lot of success in the cars. She just handed off some of the success to you.
Yes, that's what they definitely had a lot. That's what I say, the car and the crew had plenty of experience with it. It's just getting the driver to do his job's the key now. So that's what we just have to do. So.
Well, and y'all may have talked about this when I was gone, but what did you race before? Like, I mean, obviously you don't just decide one day to race pro mods.
Yeah, so I've gradually stepped up through the years. We did a lot of small tire stuff down in our area. It's just a lot of small tire racing. We had some big tire stuff that we ran, more like 14s, 420s type stuff. Just local things. I'm really, what happened was I'm just busy with life and business and everything that it takes to do this stuff, and finally got to a point. I've got 2 kids that are, one's in high school. They're both in high school, but one's driving, one's about to, and just got to a point in life where I was able to take the next step. I'd driven everything up to a pro mod. Actually, I had the nitrous pro mod was the last thing we had, and then decided I wanted to. I joke, and I'm that guy that grew up watching pro mods on the sidelines, and always thought if I could ever have a screw blown or blown pro mod, it'd be the coolest thing in the world. And I finally, just like I said, I was able to, with really, obviously, everything takes money. Don't get me wrong, that's a lot, but people don't realize just how much time it takes, even more than money. And that's why I like having. We talk about crew guys, having Ricky that's with me. I mean, he takes off a week basically every race. I mean, that for us living where we're at, it's 15 hours. Hell, our closest race was Tulsa, and it's 12 and a half hours. That's our Midwest home track. So I mean, that we're in our area. There's just not a lot of it. It's too hot during the summer. I mean, we come home this morning. We got home about 3 o'clock this morning. It's 90 degrees here still. So it's that part's the hardest part of it. But I finally was able to to get away from businesses and able to get to where I could go do it, and that's kind of how we ended up here. And then me and John just kind of the first person I really kind of reached out to was John through Noonan and a couple other places, and we hit it off. And just really, it's been, I guess, close to maybe a year, not quite a year since this road kind of started.
That's awesome.
Right at a year, so it feels in a way like a long time. I was actually joking and said we were always fairly successful at the racing we did, and then this is very humbling to come to the levels that we've come to with this. It's just a different world. I mean, like you said, there's no ducks, there's no gimmies, there's no anything. So it's that's why it means so much more when you do win something. So
Well, and like Pro Mod, I mean, is the top door car stuff. Like it's the fastest, it's the coolest. What I love about the Midwest Series is everybody running under the same deal. You know what I mean? Like you're up against so many different styles of power adder. I think that's what's one of the really cool things about this. And like to choose a blower, man, they're the coolest looking stuff that's out there. I love that. I love if blower cars and if turbo cars had a nitrous purge, shit. Y'all, I wouldn't talk about anything else. But blower's a tough second for me. It's pretty awesome.
yeah. It just, like I said, they're definitely they're definitely a different animal for sure. But they're really cool. Like I said, and that goes back to also, like you said, is it's having someone that you have confidence in when the car goes down the track, and I don't care who you are, you can tell it in the driver. I mean, whenever they're confident in the seat, you just do a little bit better as well too. So that's why I say it truly is a team effort.
Yeah, man, I just want to congratulate you again, man. Team effort. Although it was a 2-man team coming in, took a village, right? So.
Yeah, it's still a long ride home. Even whether you win or lose, it's a little sweeter winning, but it's still 16 hours home. So it's
yeah.
Home, so.
I wanna put this comment up here that just says, Davis, you are one bad MFer. Congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
We appreciated you joining us, man. We got Top Sports and Top Dragster to get into, as well as some other stuff. But dude, thank you so much. And will you be at Kansas City?
As of right now, I don't know that we're going to be able to make it there. I've got another car we're going to run. We're actually going to run the radial and Ducks radial race in, I think, October. So, really not 100% certain. Like I said, that motor getting hurt kind of threw a curveball and a little bit of stuff, and so we're really not 100% sure what we're going to be able to run just quite yet. With it being the distance, the logistics of it is what's so hard for us.
Yeah,
but I would suggest. I know somebody mentioned earlier West needs to go Wester. I was thinking a Southeast more would be a great idea too. I mean, South Georgia is a wonderful drag strip. So.
Yeah, I mean, hey, just get us over into Kentucky or something.
I mean, there's a lot of places between here and there for me. So I mean, I think Southwest could be east a little bit.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. All right, well, definitely throw down in T-Town.
That's what we're hoping to
possibly get
there. Like I said, again, it's just so many things with us on the travel time is our biggest thing. So
Yep.
Yes,
all right. Well, we appreciate you joining us, man. Thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations, dude. You were bad.
Thank you guys, and I appreciate you having me on.
Thanks so much, man. We'll see you soon.
All right. Okay.
All right.
How cool. Appreciate
how cool is that?
Yeah.
By the way, Midwest Speakeasy this past week, it was our first time in Midwest Series event. We absolutely loved it. Great show, well ran. We try. We try. Dan, I appreciate that.
Whoa.
So much.
Did you see this next comment?
The Steve. I wish
you're
you
making comments.
The Steve King.
Wow. Man,
Steve,
that dude is a bad man.
Yeah, Steve. You think Robert Davis has any business in the Winter Series? I think he does. I think he does.
Steve, text West. Tell him, come on.
Yeah, send West a little message there. Davis isn't the points leader. I don't have the actual numbers yet. Those aren't official. Don't shoot the messenger, as I always say. I think he's going to shuffle in about 6th in points, just because Wells is still ahead of him. Haney grabbed a round or two. I just had it here. Haney is going to stay ahead of him. McNeil is going to stay ahead of him because McNeil was about 100-ish points ahead of him, and he obviously went to the finals. Sean is going to stay ahead of him, but I think he's going to jump Russo, Costa, Giuliano, and he should jump Rudolph as well. So I think he's going to slot in about 5th or 6th or 7th, somewhere in there. Aaron Wells should still be your points leader, and I will have to check. I think McNeil is going to be in a close second, though. Mr. Haney and Keith and I talked about that on our ride to the hotel. We talked about that just a little bit. We did our mental math, which, we're not great at mental math, neither he or I. So,
I would expect, so our race recap should be out tomorrow, and then points probably Thursday or Friday, something like that. Because y'all, you don't understand. It's very hard because you got to make sure it's right. You can't put it up and then take it down. So,
absolutely. All right. So, you see the video I got pulled up here.
Bring it on.
Let's take a look. All right. So first off, big shout out to Will Rogers, Rick DeCuson, and all the others that are there. So let's take a look. All right. So a couple things to understand. First is obviously with the turbo car, that spools up quicker. It's going to get hot. The other thing to know is that Midwest has a 7-second timer. All right. So let's take a look at it. Watch the play-by-play. Watch the tapes. All right. So I have it muted here because it would blow my ears out otherwise. But you can see Sean is going to stage it right. There's one.
And then the 7-second timer starts after the second bulb, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
now the timer has started.
Yep. And now, so there it is. Mark your time at 23 or so, 23 seconds. All right. Now we have 7 seconds for McNeil to stage it. All right. Go. 23, 26, 27, 28, 4.5 to 5 seconds or thereabouts. Obviously Ellington was heated. Like his whole car was hot. Transmission damage. I texted Phantom, and he said, "Man, it did some damage." I'm gonna, and I say this with all due respect towards both of our racers. They're both hell of a racers. It was within the rules. It was within the timer. There's nothing that says that Sean had to stage first, and in a turbo car, I would think he actually shouldn't be staging first. I counted 4.5 to 5 seconds myself. And let's be real here too. Sean was kind of in his own head. I think, right, is he reacted in over 1/10 of a second. It was like 0.16 his reaction time. And then he was beat at every increment. Is it sly? Yeah. Is it within the rules? Yeah. I had a couple drivers that said I would have done the same thing. Something to get in his head because he has a target on his back because he's the baddest guy there is. So, yeah. I mean, you see. From the time in which he has the bulb there, 23, and you can see it down here, 26, 27, boom. So 23 to 27, 4.5, maybe 5 seconds.
Which, and here's the struggle, right? So like Sean's car takes a lot longer to spool up than McNeil's. The hard part was that, man, dude, that's what it is. You have that time. Listen, here's the thing. Let's say we didn't know these racers were watching it out there. Maybe McNeil is doing something else on the side. Maybe he's got to hit an extra button. You don't know. Like, it's literally 4.5 seconds and folks are ready to fist fight over it. The struggle is now it sets now we know, right? But will stuff like that happen more often? Who knows? But listen, y'all got to understand, Sean was the guy to beat. 355 with 9. Hey, you're going to do something.
Yeah, you got to do something. And like, I think there were a lot of cars on property that knew if Sean put down a lick, he wasn't gonna run. They weren't gonna be able to run with him, right? Like,
Yeah. And
dude,
and Josh Jones, you're saying 6 seconds, Luke. Hey, okay, like that's still legal.
yeah, this is a 7-second thing. Here's what I think is going to happen: is I think
Just because they get up on the chip so fast.
yeah. I think you're gonna try and see some guys maybe try and do that in Kansas City. But if I had my money, I would say that I'd say Sean doesn't. I'd say Sean stages second every single time.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that's probably what you're going to see, and then you're going to have a staging duel.
Yep, then you're gonna have a staging duel, and that's what we like, right? I mean, I don't mind that, but I mean, look, if it's within the rules, I think that drivers are able to use every tactic they have to create an advantage in their favor, right? I would expect it. These are professional racers. Yeah, I think I don't really have a problem with it. I don't like that it damaged Sean's car
At all.
I hate that, but if it's within the rules, it's within the rules, my man. 7 seconds is not nothing when it comes to the time. So
to answer this, ZZ Top Fan, it says, have either of you interviewed Sean? I went down to the end of the track to get the interview with McNeil because listen, McNeil needed the points from the win. From looking through the small screen on the camera, it didn't mean anything to me. I didn't like watching through the camera is so tough to catch those kind of things for me. And so I went down there and I mean, those guys were, they weren't arguing back and forth, but they were both heated. So I just put the camera down. I'm not going to feed into that drama on Midwest. I'm not going to do it.
Like I said, I texted Phantom a little bit. I'm up there. Joshua, that's exactly right. You can bet your life he's not going to go first anymore.
Yeah.
But I feel bad that Sean. I think he had the car to beat that weekend. I think that was going to be
100%
a win for him if everything goes side by side. But
that's why we don't race on paper.
Yep, exactly. But I was announcing, so I shot Phantom a text and just said, "Hey, here there's a saw how that one went out," and then no, I haven't got the chance to talk to Sean face to face. But like I said, I shot some texts and I was trying to interview. So, yeah. So let us know in the comments. Do you think totally okay? Do you think underhanded? Do you think within the rules? What do you think? There might be Test X. Will there be an interview next race about it? Perhaps indeed. Understand too, I'm an announcer with a live microphone. Sometimes I don't want my microphone in front of racers after something like that, right? So
hey, listen, when I went down there, we're not that TV show.
No,
we're not going to do that, dude. We got to get rolling. I've got to roll at like 8:03.
Yep.
So got about 10 minutes.
Let's carry on. We got some more stuff to talk about. I want to talk about Top Sportsman with John Vesper and Aaron Wells and Tyler Wells, because my dude, Tyler has himself a rival.
Yeah.
I for some reason didn't clock this when it was happening. But when you take a look at who has won what this weekend, it is there we go. When you take a look at who has won what this weekend, the only loss that Tyler Wells had coming into this weekend was to John Vesper. Guess who he lost to this weekend? John Vesper, who's a Michigan local. Tyler has beat every other person in the Top Sportsman, except for John Vesper. Joshua, thank you so much, man. I appreciate the kind words. I think that bothers him a little bit.
Dude, I hope it does. I mean, like, he's a great racer and been doing it a long time. Like, if he doesn't have a little bit of a rival, I think
Yeah.
But tell John Vesper, come on to Kansas City.
I know, right? Tell him, hey man, you want to take it to the Punk? There you go. And here's the thing too. Tyler's going to have a long and successful career in drag racing. Boy needs a rival, doesn't he? He needs.
Here we go.
You don't get.
Cannon says it.
Yeah, let's get the man to Flying H for a rematch. Amen. John Vesper, where are you?
Yeah, somebody tag him.
Somebody tag him.
He raced well too, dude. All weekend was just on point. Great lights.
So good.
Just dialed in. It was awesome to see him.
It was pretty awesome to see. So by the way, Vesper with 2 event wins now. He won back in 2023 as well. So he swept Michigan. Took the win 2 years ago. Didn't win last year. But 3 Midwest wins. He's I think tied for 16th all time. There's some good names that have 3 wins in Midwest Series history. I believe that's how many Mark Mickey has. Wow. Mark Mickey did it in 1 pro mod season, but yeah, I mean Vesper, get over to Kansas City, man. Also, I just want to say too, Wells put Punk in duct tape on the back windshield. How cool is that?
Loved it.
I love it. Want to give a shout out to Katie Laughter. I don't have a picture of her right now.
Hold on. We're not done with Top Sportsman yet.
Yeah. Go ahead.
We're not done with Top Sportsman. So Top Sportsman stuff, just conversation here. Out first round, big names.
Oh yeah.
Rod Moore out first round. That's like the 3rd time that's happened this year. Craziness. Tina Pierce out first round. She usually goes a couple rounds. And then Samuel Peterson. Oh no, he was in Top Drag.
He's in Top Drag. Yeah.
And then the third. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good. I tied for 14th all time in wins. There's your correction. Yeah. Rod Moore, by the way, who did that in Doug Woody's car. That tripped me up all weekend, man. When you see the car that says in big bold letters on the side of it too, Doug Woody, and it's like, actually, no, it's Rod Moore. It was also weird to see Rod Moore pull in, and he's only in his RV. He has nothing he's pulling. Like, what are you doing here, sir? Yeah,
he's like, I'm gonna drive this Doug Woody rig.
Yeah, you seem to have missed something, my sir. But top dragster Rick Morley went for a wild ride. He went for a wild ride in the SmackDown too, but man, he threw everything at the kitchen sink in the semifinals. And then Jason Jensen took the win over Terry Kamler in Top Dragster. And then, by the way, I owe Jason Jensen an apology. I made a graphic and I put the wrong car on it. So Jason Jensen is going to get a nice nooner picture of him with Top Dragster champion on him tomorrow. I want to give a shout out to Katie Laughter, one of our Oklahomans. The stock block LS record 407 and an 8. They were shooting for it in Kansas City. Unfortunately, Kansas City was hotter than Hades, right? They got the air, they got the tune. Katie just threw a number up, and it was awesome to see. Yep. I think Travis was pretty happy considering he literally jumped for joy. Do you think they're going to go for the 3s at the next?
Man, I mean, come on. They had it. If the air cooperated, here's the cool part. That motor is a stock block LS, like a 408, but it is built all internally. It's built for Wade Pennington for a car that he has for another top dragster that he's going to run himself personally. But they hurt their motor, swapped this one in just a couple days before the event, and they're going for it. It's pretty cool to see that and to know that. I mean, it's not a wild combo. Like, it's not some huge turbos and stuff like that. Like,
it's not exotic, right? Like,
no, definitely not. And they did a great job. And obviously training. Travis Cannon has magic fingers, and just right. And just put it down. 407 with an 8 was crazy. They ran a 412 earlier. I mean, it wasn't a one-off deal. They were working on it. But he said Katie said if they'd had one more lap in testing or qualifying, they probably could have got there.
Travis says $399 or bust with Wade's permission at Flying H.
Yeah, they told me that it with more cubic inches, obviously, than what they had before. They went as quick with half the boost than they did before.
I love it. Katie just says we're going to try too. So driver, tuner, they got to get the owner permission, but
yeah. Hey, whatever.
whatever. I'm sure Wade will go send it, baby.
Yeah, he'd be like, get it,
Get
go
it.
get it. So, yeah,
Um,
407 with an 8's haul in the mail.
ZZ Top fan asks if Tina's running compressed air. She was. Joshua Jones says bring it to Flying H. So yes, obviously. We gotta figure out a way to reach out to him. I know he's on Facebook.
Twice as fast with all the boost.
That's how math works out, right? If you're going fast,
we just
and
want
you
to see
double
it.
the boost, you go double as fast.
We want to see it.
We want to see it.
First of the twos.
Also, want to give a shout out to Keith Youngblood, who went out in the first round. Keith is your points leader. He's a monster of a racer, but a tough break in round one for Pennington Motorsports as Katie and Youngblood went out in the first round. Samuel Peterson, who did the track prep, went out in the first round too. Although I have to say, you know how they say, like, get yourself a lady who can do both, or get yourself a man who can do both. Keith says we're headed to get Wade's permission as we speak.
Let's run through that conversation. Wade, we hold the record, but we just need to nudge it just a bit.
We can get headlines even
like
more.
If it was a volume button, we would turn this thing to 11.
I think they can get it and turn it to 8. I think they're at like a 6 right now.
Yeah, probably.
Thank you, Lugnut, for a fun-filled weekend. I appreciate that. I really
Dude, he was all over the comments too. he or she, whatever they were all over the comments. It was great.
Samuel Peterson, though, get yourself a track prep guy who can do both, because he's prepping the track, then he's getting in a top direction going, nope, it needs this, nope, it needs that. Dude was head-to-head with the third Amber.
Yeah.
He's
hitting the wheels in qualifying well above the tree.
Big shout out to the Great Lakes Gassers and Scott Rods for the gassers. Those were awesome. Exactly. There's only one that's able to say first. That is darn right, Mr. Cannon. But thank you as well. Thank you. Want to give a shout out to the Petersons, who not only hosted a tremendous facility. The lawn was fantastic. The track surface was beyond reproach. The stands were packed. The food was great. But also, one of the Petersons Rebecca Peterson won juniors. So
it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Who else did we miss? Oh, Haney had a new rack, barely made E1. That was one of those. Haney and Bush both. No, Haney for E1, Bush for E2. Both of them were saved by the fact that we had a nitro show to do. I kid you not, Bush would have been within more than an hour off of making E2. Haney would not have made E1 if we didn't have opening ceremonies and we didn't have all of the things that we had to go through for the fans. So absolutely awesome to see both of them get there. Wells had an engine and windshield replacement. We didn't talk about that, but Aaron, how big did you say the hole was? Like with your hands?
It was the entire middle of the windshield. Like the whole, there's they'll see bars going down the windshields on these pro mods. It was the entire middle part, just ejected it, just gone. But Aaron Wells had that happen before, and luckily his builder, I can't remember the name off my head here. I think it's a Bickle car. Had built him a spare just in case that ever happened, and sadly it did. They destroyed stuff.
I wish I had the picture. Their pan looks like it had like meteors hit it, man. When did I realize drag racing was the best racing? I actually grew up. I grew up an IndyCar fan, and I thought I was going to announce at Gateway because they have a roval and an oval, and they said get to the drag strip, and it was Midnight Madness, and I was hooked at that moment. I knew nothing of the sport until I announced it, Midnight Madness.
Wow. Dude, that's great. Well, you did a great job this weekend. I think, again, part of the fun from this weekend was just the people in the comments making all the comments, all the chats, all the stuff that went along with all that, all the shares. Again, craziness. Big shout out to the Churchills, 3 generations out there racing this weekend.
It was
Impact
awesome to
Factor
see.
is really cool.
It was awesome to see the Churchills, by the way, because they smoked the tires in Q1, 2, 3. But then they found it in E1 and they won, I think it was 2 rounds. And so it was awesome to the Churchills. That was a nice little mini story too. It was, oh boy, you know, that's not a good way to start when you smoke the tires in 3 rounds of testing. And then the Churchills ended up going rounds. So good job to the Churchills.
Yeah. All right, buddy, I got to bounce.
Yep.
Oh, hey, hang on real quick. Mr. Eric White up here, my right-hand man for Drag Driver Pete. And you're saying, what's up, fellas? Hey, if you guys haven't seen it yet, Eric has been working on the Havlic's Fastest Streetcar Shootout photos. He's been posting those over on Drag Driver Pete. Please go over and look at those. Absolutely crazy event. I'm going to leave you with it. Stay as long as you want. I don't care. But I got to bounce. Thank you for bringing me in. Let me do this with you, man. You're famous now. Like everybody sees you in the chat over there and all that stuff.
I assure you I'm not.
I can bounce. We'll see you soon, buddy.
See you soon. And I will bounce soon. But first, I'm going to say something right here. First, no. I want to say something real quick. All right. You see those stands? It's awesome. There are a lot of pro mod races, and those stands were absolutely packed. So I can only assume they were packed at every other race that featured pro mods throughout the country, right? And you know, we had some monster numbers. And I can only assume that every other track was throwing up, every other series was throwing up races in the 50s, right? I mean, we weren't even running extreme, and everybody knows the extreme pro mods and the outlaw pro mods are the fastest there are. So thanks for watching our humble little show, who surely didn't have the most fans in the fastest cars this weekend, right? Right?
All right, we're going to end there. Thanks, buddy.